let's talk about a cocktail. A 16-euro cocktail, to be exact. Sounds a little pricey, right? Well, what if I told you that this one drink became the center of a story about how a simple piece of code, an algorithm, is literally changing our sense of taste and value?
Okay, so picture this. A video mocking your product, in this case that pricey cocktail, goes viral. We're talking millions of views. People are saying it's way too small, a total ripoff. I mean, that sounds like a complete disaster, a PR nightmare, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. But that's not what happened here. Not even close. Instead of tanking the brand, this whole thing turned into one of the smartest marketing wins I've seen in a long time. So how on earth did they do it? Let's get into it.
All right, so let's set the scene. We're talking about a pretty high-end spot called Leña. It's run by the famous chef Danny Garcia. And on this particular day, the stage was set for a massive digital drama, one that would unfold in just a few hours.
This is just how fast things move now. 1 minute, a guy orders a drink. The next, he's pulling out his phone, filming a quick, sarcastic little video. And poof, a few hours later, 2 million people have seen it. Think about that. A tiny, off-the-cuff complaint suddenly hits with the force of a major newspaper review.
So what happened next is where this gets really interesting, because it shows us two totally different ways to handle a crisis like this. It's almost like two realities were happening at once. You had the cool, calculated brand on one side and the emotional, very human chef on the other.
And you can see that contrast so clearly right here. The marketing team, they were flawless. They were strategic, they were funny, they just leaned right into the joke. Textbook stuff. But then you have the chef Danny Garcia, and his reaction was completely different. It was raw, it was human, he took it personally, you could tell it really stung.
It's like, while the brand was playing a game of 4D chess, the chef was just feeling the burn. He saw all his team's hard work, all their craft, just get turned into a cheap meme. And his reaction, calling the journalist a payaso, which means clown, it really shows you the human cost of this stuff. It reminds you there are real people on the other side of that screen.
This whole thing could have only happened today. The rules of the game have totally changed. To really get what happened next, and why it worked, we've got to talk about who the new tastemakers really are.
Okay, think about how it used to work. For, ever, the system was simple. The chef was at the top, they created something, then a professional food critic would judge it, and we, the guests, would listen. Well, today, that whole pyramid has been flipped upside down. Now, the guest with a smartphone is at the top, and their opinion isn't amplified by a fancy magazine, it's amplified by the algorithm.
And here's the thing about the algorithm. It doesn't care about fairness. It's not a food critic. It's just an engine built for one thing and one thing only, engagement. It doesn't care about nuance or culinary expertise. It cares about what's going to get shared. And let's be honest, what spreads faster online? A thoughtful, balanced review or a quick, sarcastic dunk? We all know the answer to that.
So that really makes you wonder, right? When you're scrolling and you see a 30-second clip of that cocktail, what are you not seeing? What's getting left out? What crucial context just gets completely flattened and lost in the feed?
Because, let's face it, a cocktail is never just a cocktail. It's like the tip of this giant invisible iceberg. Your phone's camera sees a little bit of liquid in a glass, but what it completely misses is everything under the surface. We're talking about a specialized ice program, super expensive ingredients, the crazy high rent in the city, the bartender's salary, not to mention what some call the quiet choreography of service. All that invisible stuff, that's what you're actually paying for with that 16 euros.
So, if this is the new reality, how do you even win? How are you supposed to deal with a viral hit when the whole system seems designed to ignore nuance? Well, the way Lena handled it, honestly, it was a masterclass.
They pulled off what you could call the El Alvarito maneuver, and it was just 4 brilliant steps. Step 1, no defensiveness. They just embraced the joke. Step 2, they copied the style of the original video, same music, same format, to speak the same language. Step 3, and this was the killer move, they actually renamed the drink after the guy who criticized it. And then step 4, they used all those clicks to get actual customers in the door by offering the drink for free if you showed the video. I mean, come on, that's genius.
At the end of the day, they won because they got the new rules. They knew you can't argue with the algorithm. You can't fight it with logic. So they did the only thing you can do. They fed it. They gave it exactly what it wanted. More funny, shareable content.
So this whole story leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? We live in this new world where every restaurant table is basically a TV studio, and every single one of us is walking around with a megaphone in our pocket. We have all this power now, so the real question we have to ask ourselves is, what are we going to do with it? What kind of stuff are we choosing to